Hi, I'm Brandon with Advanced Shooting. Let me talk about some of the very simple things you should pick up when you go to clean your gun. So what I'm looking for is the things that everybody can use to easily clean their gun. First of all, before we go and clean our gun at all, we need to make sure the gun's unloaded. So let's check to make sure it's unloaded. After we've made sure it's unloaded, let's look at what some of our components for cleaning are. First of all, we've got some sort of solvent. In this case, I've got a product made by Remington called Rem Oil. You could also use WD-40, anything that's a solvent that will break down built up lead and residue in the gun. But I like this Rem Oil stuff. It actually has some Teflon in it too, so it leaves behind kind of a coating that helps keep the gun from rusting or deteriorating. Past that, you're going to need some sort of towel, something soft to actually wipe the gun down. And you're going to need something to clean out the inside of the barrel. Now, there are a lot of products to do that. So if you wanted to, you could get a kit made by Hoppies, which will come with what's called a patch system. You could also buy a kit that's more complicated that does a lot and really scrubs out the inside of a gun, sort of like an Otis kit or something of that nature. But really, if you're just looking to do a once-over quickie clean on your gun after you go to the range, one of these bore snakes is great. These things run maybe 15 bucks in the Cincinnati area. You can pick them up at Bass Pro Shops. Really easy to get, really easy to take care of, and really easy to actually use in the process of cleaning your gun. So if we're going to clean this particular gun, the first thing we want to do is actually take it apart. So it's unloaded. Let's disassemble this gun. This is a Springfield XD. The mag is out. We flip up this little lever on this particular gun, lock the slide forward, and squeeze the trigger, which allows us to take the frame off. Frame comes off the gun. Next thing we want to do is actually disassemble the slide. So what we have in the slide is a spring assembly, we have the barrel itself, and then we have the slide. So let's take the recoil spring assembly out first, and then we'll take the barrel out. So again, everything comes apart really easily. It's designed to be that way. This is supposed to be a pretty simple gun to clean and maintain. Next thing we do is spray it down with what our solvent is. In this case, again, it's Rem Oil. So I spray it down with Rem Oil. Now, if your particular manufacturer says don't put any lubrication in a particular area of the gun, make sure you're following that requirement. For instance, some manufacturers say don't get it in the mag well. Some manufacturers actually talk about little holes in the gun, like Glock doesn't particularly like it when you get solvent down in where the firing pin is. For a Springfield XD, I found they aren't too picky, so you can kind of just wipe it down the best you want and spray it down the best you want. So again, everything's sprayed down. Let's wipe everything down now. So you want to get in all the little nooks and crannies. You can see this guy's pretty dirty, and I've only shot it a few times today, but they do get dirty pretty fast. So it is important that you do clean your guns after you're done. Once you've wiped everything down, gotten in all the little nooks and crannies you can get into, cleaning out the inside of everything. The next step is getting the inside of the barrel clean, because the inside of the barrel is really where you get a lot of the lead filled up and a lot of the gross stuff in the process of shooting. So that's where our bore snake comes in. So we pick up our bore snake and we clean the barrel from the rear to the front. So that's from the chamber to the muzzle. And the reason we do that is that's the way a bullet naturally passes through the gun. So we run our bore snake through a couple times, and after we've run it through a couple times, we can see that these brass bristles in the bore snake and all the material have done a pretty good job getting out everything. Now, this particular item you will have to clean after you've cleaned your guns a couple times. I usually do it after each time I clean a batch of guns. And what I do is I just take an empty milk jug, fill it with water and a little bit of laundry detergent, put this guy in and shake the crap out of it, then pull it out. Let the thing air dry. That's all you really need to do, and it gets 95% of the gunk off this gun, off this bore snake. Now, again, there are more complicated ways to get it clean, and there are more effective ways. So if you really got a dirty gun, or you're doing kind of that couple time a year super clean on your gun, I suggest looking at a kit like from Hoppies or Otis or something of that nature. But for a quick clean after you've shot, this is a great solution. It's real fast, and it'll keep the gun from rusting and keep you from getting into problems. Once we get everything cleaned out, so we've run through our barrel, we've wiped everything down, next step on an auto loader, in this particular case, is put a little lubrication on it. Now, if you had a revolver, you wouldn't disassemble it to clean it first of all, so you wouldn't have to go through the step of disassembling, but you also wouldn't have to really lubricate, because revolvers are pretty much self-contained. You don't really have to do much to them. You spray them down, cut out the nooks and crannies, run a bore snake through your barrel, run a brush through your bores, and then wipe everything down to make sure it's dry and you're done. But in the case of this autoloader, we do want to add a little bit of lubrication. Now, the product I use is Hoppies number 9 lubricating oil. This stuff comes in a kit if you buy the cleaning kit, or you can buy it separate for a couple of bucks. It's pretty cheap, and a little bit goes a long way. Put a little drop on the barrel, so not much, because it does go a long way, and rub it in. So all you're really trying to do is get this barrel shiny. And the reason is this metal is going to slide on other metal, so we want to try to keep it a little bit lubricated. After we get a little bit of oil in our barrel, we put it into the slide assembly. Then we take our spring assembly and put it back in. And last, we put our slide back on the frame. Now I do use a little bit of lubricating oil on the front of each rail, just one little drop on the front of each rail, because again, we got things sliding on other things, so keeping them lubricated can really help in making the gun function properly. Slide our frame back on, and we're all done. So it's a pretty easy process to get your gun clean. If you have a simple autoloader, even if you have a more complicated autoloader, it's a pretty easy process to actually clean it. Really all you need is some sort of solvent like Rim Oil, WD-40, something like that, some sort of lubricating oil like the Hoppe's product I pointed out, something to clean out your barrel like a bore snake, and a towel to get everything clean. Now the most popular kind of stuff to use that people do use to clean is a stuff called Hoppe's number 9. It works great too. Hoppe's Nitro works great to clean your guns. The one thing I would warn you is that stuff's got a real pungent smell. So I would suggest maybe looking at a spray or something like that doesn't quite leave the lingering scent behind. That's it for today. Thanks for joining us. If you want to learn more, go to advancedshooting.com or learn in person in one of our classes. Check out our schedule at advancedshooting.com or give us a call. Thanks.